You've been wondering why I've been keeping my beard long recently. It's been pretty much so that I could dangle baubles in it for my Christmas episodes. Hope you had a good Christmas, folks. I'm recording this before Christmas. I know it's coming out after Christmas, so hope you had a good one. Hello and welcome to part 17 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're going to play our first 2 games in the Northern Premier League. We did that whole thing that we did a couple of days ago where we went through all the transfers. Plus, they've all been on Twitter anyway. I'm not going to do the normal let's go through the transfers thing that we'd normally do. The headlines, if you really haven't been paying attention, Dean Morris, Anthony Harris have both left the club, but Mick Powell has signed a proper 2-year contract and he's going to be here for the foreseeable future. We have money to spend and we've spent most of it, and the media think we're going to win the league. This is the pre-season prediction. The media have us as strong favourites to just win back-to-back promotions, mainly because we've got some of the best players in the division. Mick Powell is the best striker in the division. Our 3 of our new signings are the best keeper, best left-back and best centre-back in the division. So well, we're looking to be quite a decent team, it seems. Let's see if that translates to actual performances. We're playing Whitton Albion up first, and then we're going to be playing Buxton as well. A home game and an away game. Let's get a feel for what life in the Northern Premier League is going to be like. And this is the team that is going to be giving us that feel. We've got Collins in goal, new boy Collins. So if you haven't met him, this is Billy Collins. He is the best goalkeeper in the division. 22 years old, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Previously of Brighton, he's going to be in goal for us. Our left back is Romany Critchlow Noble, best left back in the division. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He is formerly of Huddersfield. Joining him in defence, Thacker and Parry, our 2 new centre-backs. Josh Thacker is 20 years old. He's one who's come in with potential, 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential, formerly of Hull. And then Manny Parry is in the media Dream 11. He's 26 years old, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He's previously he's been all over the place. Lots of experience around the National League, which is exactly what we're looking for, because that's where we want to end up in the not too distant future. And then we know about Nana at right back. We don't need an introduction to Nana. We also know about Shane Phillips, but then we have a couple of new boys in front of him, possibly signing of the summer, Josh Benson, 20-year-old central midfielder, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, formerly of Arsenal and Burnley. Never played for either of them though. And he'll play alongside Adam Leathers, who is an 18-year-old central midfielder, 2.5-star ability, 5-star potential ability, previously of Leicester. And we've then got Di Girolamo in front of them. Mick Powell as captain, as our poacher, and he's going to be joined by a pressing forward this year to try and form a partnership. The one silver lining in Anthony Harris leaving is that Harris and Powell never really formed a proper partnership. They were 2 very good strikers playing alongside each other, but were never really a partnership. I'm hoping Jake Wright can be more of a strike partner for Mick Powell. He's a natural pressing forward. His natural inclination is to be an attacking pressing forward. We're going to start him there. I'm not against switching that to support or defend if it links up with the midfield better. And really, I want this guy creating chances for Powell. I'm not that bothered if he scores very much himself. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Again, he's another one who's been playing around about the National League for a little while now. Never really scores a huge amount of goals, but like I say, that's not really what I'm looking for from Jake Wright. I want him, along with the fullbacks pushing on and Di Girolamo and Leathers pushing in from midfield. The whole purpose now is get the ball to Mick Powell and get him to score goals for us. Mick Powell, contracted for 2 years. He's currently very well suited to the National League. He's the best player in the division by a mile. Let's just get the ball to him. Let's get into the game. Lots of players not match fit. That was a good pre-season, Kev. We've also got, obviously, potential dynamics problems, although our dynamic screen looks absolutely fine. So perhaps we can bring in lots of players at this level and it doesn't really matter. So let's start off assertively. We should be winning a game like this. That has not motivated anybody at all. Good work, Kev. In other news, and I've come off the screen now, so it's hard to describe what I'm trying to describe, but you know when the teams were all mixing up into weird orders, and I was getting annoyed about it a couple of episodes ago, lots of you got in touch to say, Kev, just take the filters off. I took the filters off. It's fixed the problem. So thank you to those of you who helped stop me going insane, because it was just breaking me, the fact that that was constantly going wrong. There's a lot. I'm keeping a very close eye on Shane Phillips today, because if Shane Phillips doesn't slot into that ball-winning midfielder role as well as Morris did... Oh, Benson, that was a terrible attempt at a slide tackle. But if Phillips doesn't offer us that level of protection that Morris did, then we might switch up from the diamond. The diamond was really a tactic that we used to fit Dean Morris into the team, because he was our best player. Now he's not here. It might be that we move away from the diamond fairly quickly, so we're going to keep an eye on how it's working. That's Manny Parry, best defender in the division, missing a header completely. That's a worrying start, a minute into life at this level. Let's look at... Oh, good, we get another replay. Suspicions of offside, but really, Parry completely missing the header. That's a bit of a worry. Let's show some passion. We're supposed to be the best team in this league. If we're not, we're going to have problems fairly quickly in terms of getting sacked, because the board are looking for the playoffs from me, which is top 5. I mean, hopefully that'll be doable once we acclimatise to this level, but we're not going to have... Normally when you get a promotion, you get that little bit of breathing space to bed in and figure out what's what. We've not really got that. I hope we're now being just a really good team, because they're 2-0 up against us really early on, and that is a terrifying side of what might be to come. We've not played very well at all. Right. I don't know. Demand more. We've got to be better than this. Get the ball to Mick Powell. Right, here we go. Benson with the corner. And, I mean, we should have scored there probably. We had an open goal for Thacker to shoot on, and it's being cleared. And I'm not panicking yet. We're slowly getting some possession again. We've had some shots. We've not had an attacking highlight, though. Whitby Albion have had 2 and scored from both of them. And that's not great. Right, team talk, aggressive. That was rubbish. Where's the passion? Do you even want to win this match? Exactly. And I'm already thinking in terms of, right, diamond doesn't work at this level then. But we kind of know it does, because... right, across to Powell. I think it was kind of accidental from Jake Wright. It might have even been the defender, but Mick Powell gets a chance, and he will do that. When he gets chances, he will score goals. Mick Powell, best player in the division. Here's Jake Wright. Is it right, or is it their defender? No, it's their defender. That's terrible. They've put a chance on a plate for Mick Powell there, and hopefully they do that a couple more times and we can drag ourselves back into this game. That is a positive start to the second half. 30 seconds in to the second half, and we grab a goal back. And now we just need our 200 odd fans to roar us on to victory. Although 18 of them are actually Whitby Albion fans, so we've got just under 200 fans here. But they can still roar. We'll be fine. I don't know why we're suddenly able to afford this extra wage budget that we've been given, because we've not got any more fans. Leathers, big ball over the top for Wright to chase, and he's not really chasing it. Come on, you're supposed to be a pressing forward, Jake. Parry now heads it forward to Leathers. Leathers gets hold of it again in midfield. Di Girolamo out to Twomasi, who was an assist machine last year. Cross comes in to Jake Wright, who scores his first goal for the club. And a minute and a half into the second half, and it's home 2, Whitby Albion 2. We clearly just needed to inject them with some passion. I'm going to put that first half performance down to the terrible team talk that I did pre-match, and then we've rescued it with a bit of shouting at half time. And hopefully we go on and destroy this lot now. Oh, we're getting a second replay. Is there questions of offside? I mean, he's absolutely not. It's a lovely cross from Twomasi. And Jake Wright, we said he's not there to score, but I'm not going to tell him not to. In situations like that, by all means, nod it into the back of the net. That's good work, sir. Right. What are we going to... I love the fact we've got the luxury of all these substitutes. Right is in behind again. Powell's in the middle, and it doesn't really... What was he trying to do there? Did he get tackled, or was it just a bit rubbish? There was no one up supporting him, which is a bit of a concern. Ball over the top, but Twomasi's there to cover, and it's with Parry again now. Plays it forward to Leathers. We've seen a lot of Adam Leathers so far. This is a good sign. Phillips forward to Powell. Powell has got a penalty, and it's right. Change player. Mick Powell takes our penalties. Goodness me. What was that nonsense of Powell not taking a penalty? Come on, sir. Tuck it away. Nick Powell scores. Second of the game. Second of the season. And it's 3-2 to home on 65 minutes. And we need to keep an eye on the records page this season, because at some point, fairly soon, I guess Nick Powell's going to go past Anthony Harris as our all-time top goal scorer. So we want to be keeping an eye on that as it happens as well. Right, what can we do? I'm a bit unfamiliar with who we've got on the bench here. Jaheim Headley, I think he's quite a good midfield player. But what type of midfield? He's another Leathers, and Leathers has been playing well. Although he's tiring, so maybe Headley on for Leathers is a good idea. Di Girolamo's not played very well, but we don't really have anyone else who can drop back and do that role. I don't want to necessarily switch up the whole system right now. I'd love to be able to bring a left back on for Critchlow Noble, but we don't have one on the bench. I think I got so excited at having 7 subs, I just let all last season I was picking my own bench. I never pick my own bench, but I thought, 7 subs. Assistant manager can't mess this up. 2 centre backs, 2 strikers, 2 central midfielders. There's nothing for him. And we don't need to change those positions, really. I don't really want to bring Matt Parkin on for Josh Benson. That seems like a massive downgrade. Manny Parry. Why am I forcing myself to make a substitution? Perhaps we don't need to. Let's just bring on Headley and see what Headley looks like as a central midfielder, because he was someone who I really like the look of when we brought him in. Benson with the corner, and it's Parry, and it's just over. Right, we need to keep an eye on some fitness levels here. Parry probably will take him off and bring Downing on for him. And I want to take off Di Girolamo, but we just don't have anyone. Should we bring on Matt Parkin and just try and... No, not do that. Just bring him on to just try and secure... Right, can you just get between the two of them, Matt? There you go, a Parkin sandwich in the middle there. That's what we're looking for. And why not be on attack as well? Get yourself forward and just play a 4-1-3-2. It's like playing Championship Manager 0102. That was the year when we all did 4-1-3-2, wasn't it? Certainly the year I did it all the time. Oh, Collins collects from the looping header, and now we do just need to hold on. What can we say to get him to hold on? I don't really want to say anything. Well, I guess we could tweak that, but I don't want to invite them onto us because I don't know how good we are defensively yet. We had a couple of dodgy moments in that first half, and there's another one for us, boys and girls. Oh, we're susceptible to the ball over the top. That's a novelty for a Kev team. Oh, who thought that might be something that happens? Who's at fault this time? The other guy. Twice we've seen that exact move happen. I mean, I think we need a chat with our 2 centre-backs on, and just, if you're not going to win the header, don't jump. Turn around and chase it. It's simple, really. Learn to judge the height of the football in comparison to the height of yourself. And if you can't make contact with it, don't just jump up in the air as it passes over you. Benson tries to find Headley, doesn't find him. Oh, this has been a frustrating first day of the season. Downing. Downing's 6'4". The ball's not going over him, but it's gone through Thacker and Perry throughout not Perry. Perhaps we need to play Downing more often because he's a giant. You're not going to hit the ball over the top of him. Oh, they're going to come and score again, aren't they? After all that good work we did getting back into the game. Oh, right. We've got away with a draw there. We were poor for large chunks of that game. And I think I need to... Yeah, it wasn't good enough. If we're going to win the league, we've got to win our home games. So let's go to Buxton and beat them. Right, slight tweak for the Buxton game. We're going with the same 11 because I think at the moment it probably is our best 11. But we've actually done some proper instructions for our defenders. So we've got Thacker covering and Perry defending. So theoretically, if the ball comes over the top again, Thacker can get in behind and cover for Parry. Or he's less likely to be up here with the ball going over the top of him himself, like it did in that game as well. Panic a little bit. There has been a bid come in for Shane Phillips. We've also offered him a contract, which he's accepted. I'd like to think he'd rather sign for us than go to Rugby. Rugby dropped down a division, and we've offered him a £70 a week proper contract, which he's agreed terms on, but it's just whether he actually signs it or if Rugby are going to offer him crazy money. But He seemed happy with what we agreed, so fingers crossed he sticks around. We've also signed a couple of other options as attacking midfielders, neither of them fit enough to play today. But we've brought in this guy, Reece Wells, and Brandon Holdsworth has come in as well, just to give us some other options, because we're struggling a little bit with options for attacking midfielders. We've got Sheridan come onto the bench today if we do have to take Girolamo off, and we've also put Jake Johnson on the bench as a cover for fullback as well. Nana can go across and play left back if need be. So a more sensible bench, and hopefully a fix to the problem we had defensively in the last game, and fingers crossed it should lead to a more positive result this time. We've got the chance to avenge something. How have we ever played Buxton before, unless we've played them in a cup or they've been down at our level previously, which I don't remember. Gainsborough there. I've managed Gainsborough in non-league to legend before. They've fallen, haven't they? Northern Premier League for Gainsborough. Very sad. Right, we're going to win this game. I can sense it. I feel it in my water. We need a Christmas miracle. I might put the baubles back on, because you never know. If you're watching this in June, feel a bit festive now maybe. Phillips, lovely ball over the top for Wright, and Jake Wright makes it 2 goals from 2 games. Forget this nonsense about him not being a goal scorer. Jake Wright scoring goals. Therefore, I'm quite happy to have an 80 goal a season strike partnership again like I had last year. I can completely live with that. If Jake Wright is going to score a goal a game, this pitch looks lovely. Just looks like a really nice, big, wide pitch and a nice little ground. Can we swap locations with Buxton? So, Jake Wright puts us 1-0 up early on. Girolamo, he's got trees behind it as well. Corner, can't find Thacker. Thacker was kind of stuck between 2 blue shirts then, didn't really seem to know what to do about it. He is charging back though, and all the way back, he was the closest man to get the tackle in. Nana does brilliantly to get across and intercept there. That's a weird sentence for me to say as a posh fan. I'm never going to get used to talking like that. Collins now, just lumps it up in the air. The home lump is back. The home lump didn't stay down in tier 8. It's come with us to tier 7, although it no longer warrants highlights apparently. I think I don't even want to say that we're playing better than we did in the last game. We're not. We're playing roughly the same. We're not looking like the all-conquering dominant team that we were in the division below. The one difference today is we haven't had a defensive howler yet, and we had 2 in our last game, which cost us the 3 points, and hopefully we can just eliminate those and we'll be all right. So let's assertively guard against complacency, which they seem reasonably happy with, and hopefully end the episode up in the playoff spots, because I know it's only 2 games into the season, but I don't want to get sacked. People say, Kev, what's the plan if you get sacked from home? There isn't one. I have no plan. The plan really is hope I don't get sacked, because if I do get sacked, I guess I just start a new manager and take over again. I don't know. What do I do? But I think we're a little bit early to be panicking about that. Mick Powell is having a really poor game. Let's have a look at Cameron Archer. Cameron Archer is... When I thought we might lose Powell as well, I was very excited about this guy. Cameron Archer came in from Aston Villa. He's got a lot of potential. Could, similar to Powell, be good enough to play in the conference at some point. Let's have a look at Cameron Archer. And Josh Benson is also not playing particularly well, so we can bring Headley on for him, although we don't have anyone who can really do box-to-box midfielder. Leathers can go and do box-to-box midfielder. Headley's younger, therefore Leathers has to be the one playing out of position. That's the rule. Oh, Collins makes a cracking save there. I don't know what that noise was that I just made. That's the benefit of having the best goalkeeper in the division, though, because that was a good save from Collins. But they've got a corner. Headley heads it, and it's to Girolamo, who's played a lot better today for having Sheridan on the bench, putting a little bit of pressure on. And that is a beauty of a cross, but it actually wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. And the keeper just collects. I mean, it was confident, positive goalkeeping, but neither of our strikers were anywhere near it. Right, what can we... Critchlow Noble. Question marks about the best left-back in the division, but Nano's on a yellow card and not playing very well, so Jake Johnson can come on for him instead. It was really which fullback comes off, and with Tomasi being on a yellow card, it made sense for him to be the man. And, right, Di Girolamo, again, played the full 90 minutes, playing reasonably well. That was a wild pass, though, and Leathers can't get hold of it in midfield. If we give this up right to death again, I'm going to be very sad. That's a poor attempt at a tackle from whoever that was. Late goals are going to be annoying at this level. That's what we've learned about the Northern Premier League straight away. We might have to actually learn how to close down a game when we're ahead in it. Because this is twice now. At least this time it's not a defensive mistake. It's just, it felt like it was coming. What a name, Wafula. It felt like it was coming, but it's still a shame to have been ahead in both games and not won either of them. If we lose this, I'm going to lose it, because we're not this rubbish. We've got to win the league. Everyone thinks we're going to win the league. Don't panic, Kev. It's fine. We've got an undefeated start to the season. We're feeling our way into this new level, and this gives me another opportunity to aggressively say, not good enough again. If I keep telling them they're not good enough, they might start to be good. It's how psychology works, I think. Oh, this is. I'm feeling the pressure already. I need to calm down. Right, let's have a look at the schedule and work out when we're going to be back fairly soon, because we're early days in a new division. We need to get a decent number of games in. We're meeting some new players as well, so we're not going to have big long gaps between matches like we did last season. We'll probably come back around FC United's an interesting one, because they're a reasonably big team at this level, presumably. So we'll perhaps do Hyde and FC United, or maybe FC United and that cup game if it's particularly interesting. Or I guess there'll be other cup games. Assuming we don't get knocked out of the FA Cup, there might be another FA Cup game to go along with FC United. So we'll be back fairly soon, and hopefully at some point we'll start winning at this level. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.